Off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
Tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, at CNBC News and NBC Sports, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Lab, Rumble, Podchaser, and more. Why so many places? I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness because I'm on a happy 88 mission. 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. So I have topics and guests and special series and just a plethora of fabulous guests these past 699 consecutive weeks. That's over 13 and a half years. They said I wouldn't last a year. I'm so glad that they were wrong, because I do not like to start my day off piss-offedness or upset or in fear or anxiety, and that's what the headlines do these days. So here we do Heartlines, and we balance out all of the headlines with learning something new and talking about not the problem, but the solution. And we also have amazing guests. If you've missed any one of my 1,479, I believe, podcast shows, then please do free subscribe in my YouTube TV channel. Give me the finger. This one, not the other one. And you will get an alert every weekday morning to tune in and talk about what you're grateful for. Because that's what we're going to start off with as we adjust and try to find my fabulous guest this morning, and she'll be here very soon, and I'm gonna wiggle my fingers that way as we sort out some links. But I love having breakfast with y'all. What that consists of: taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich, top of the bun, things that we're grateful for outside of ourselves when we wake up in the morning. Instead of picking up the phone and starting MS, meaningless scrolling, we look around and say, wow, I am grateful for the fact that the planets didn't crash into each other last night, and I have a new day to live, love, laugh, learn, create, innovate, hug, respect, laugh a lot. That's my favorite sound in life, and just a plethora of other things that you can do because you're alive. I'm grateful that I have a hot shower. I'm grateful that I have coffee in the morning. I'm grateful that I have a refrigerator that I can store things that I want to be cold. I'm grateful that my manicurist / friend Lucy grows amazing, sweet, wonderful dragon fruit that I finished yesterday. Yum, yum. If you've never tried dragon fruit, you got to give it a try. It's really funny looking. It's beautiful fuchsia pink with green tips like armor, and the inside is like little black seeds. It's a piece of art, but it tastes as good as it looks. Well, maybe it doesn't look good, but I digress. What else am I grateful for? I am grateful that I have so much. These days I've been processing through the loss of my ability to fly without risk because of 2 DVTs and a former DVT in '96 and a pulmonary embolism, And instead of I'm okay, I'm actually feeling it. And it's also allowed me to really appreciate all the things that I have done in the past. Not to say I can't do stuff in the future, but it's certainly, I get out of my pity pot. I don't want to stay there too long by looking at what I have been able to do instead of what I'm missing. And guess who's here? We have my
She's on.
beautiful. There she is. And as she's getting sorted out, I hear you, Ruta. And your camera's a little bit
My
fuzzy.
darling.
Sure. My darling Ruta Lee. Can you
My darling doctor, all I can tell you is I tap dance, I sing, I do cartwheels. I don't do computer.
Well, you're doing just fine, and you look as beautiful and ageless and timeless as usual.
That is so nice to hear, especially from a 90-year-old. It's just
No
a miracle
way.
that my fanny is even moving.
You're 90 now?
I am. I celebrated my 90th birthday May 30th. And how did I do it? I spent it doing a show at the El Portal Theater, and I had some wonderful guest stars come and help me with my one-woman show. And we raised a bunch of money for the Thalians, which of course is Hollywood for mental health.
Yeah, I didn't know you definitely win the award for the youngest looking, still performing, and fabulous Ruta Lee. Definitely, I mean, you are ageless.
Coming
Ruta
from a
Lee,
beauty like you, that is a great compliment. Thank you.
oh, well, I don't deserve it, but you definitely deserve it. And I'm so glad
Darling,
that
we
you are.
both deserve it.
Oh, thank you. I accept. I accept. And you came just in time to have breakfast with me. I don't know if
Yes,
we did this the last time you were here, but I'm just finishing up gratitude, taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich.
I've
So,
got my little plate ready to go.
oh, good. So the gratitude. Oh, there's the sirens. Sirens always are a sign that everything that we're doing right now is true and good. So I like to start my day with my guests and say, what are we grateful for? That's the bite of my gratitude sandwich. Top of the bun is things outside of ourselves that we're grateful for. Bottom of the bun is things that we're grateful for inside of ourselves, or what we like about ourselves. So what's one thing that you're grateful for outside of yourself? I just said my coffee, my refrigerator, and my shower. So you get to wrap that up.
Mine is kind of interesting. It's my need to do for those who can't do for themselves. And it applies to every part of my life. I have been fundraising for so many years for worthwhile charities, especially my own, which is mental health. And I'm grateful that I have the energy, that I have been blessed with the push and the drive to keep doing it even when I'm very tired. And so I'm grateful for that, because it lets me sleep well at night. It lets me enjoy every martini. It lets me enjoy every slice of bread and butter. And it also lets me enjoy my good night's sleep, because I feel like I've maybe accomplished a little something.
Absolutely. You embody Ralph Waldo Emerson's definition of success, which is to know that one life has breathed easier because you have lived. And many lives have breathed easier because you have lived. And to acknowledge all that you've done and you continue to do, I am giving you again Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award.
Oh, I gratefully accept. And you know, I also accept in the name of my sister in charity, my beloved best friend, Debbie Reynolds, who had the dreadful nerve to leave me before I was ready for her to go. She taught me a great deal about charity. She said, you know, dear, you can ask anybody in the world for anything as long as it isn't for yourself. And I truly believe it, and I've lived by that credo thanks to Debbie.
Well, she's smiling at us from afar, from the other side, and she knows that, and she appreciates that. I feel it, and every time, the last time when I was there with you for the Thalians at the Brentwood Country Club,
Yes,
it was so magical. I could feel the love in action. I have to say, when you sang, when you were emceeing and honoring Gary Sinise, and he was what a humble, beautiful man that was, who really received and was so, like, in what you do, you really bring out the best side of Hollywood, which Lord knows we need in media. They seem to like to show the worst side of Hollywood, but knowing that you and what you and Debbie Reynolds started with the Thalians, that continue to do, 90 years young, amazing. That really, actually, that award also goes to Debbie as you continue to do that. So I'm here to attest to, it's a very worthy cause. It's in December this year, I believe. We're going to.
Yes, and this year we are honoring the wonderfully talented, wonderfully gifted, and wonderfully generous human being, Neil Sedaka, with the Mr. Wonderful Award. And as you know, Dr. Marissa, the beautiful award that we give, the Goofy Award, the Mr. Wonderful Award, was designed for us by the one and only Walt Disney. And it's a joy to present it. It's Goofy holding the rules of law and the caduceus, and it's very, very much beloved by the people in our industry. And this year, of course, it's Neil Sedaka. And the event is going to be at a very swazi place. You will love it. I think our country club, and it's been redone, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And it's on December the 6th. And we're going to have a performance not only by Neil Sedaka, I mean, the honoree is going to perform, but we also have my best friend and sister in charity and almost sister in nationality. We're both Lithuanian.
That's awesome. Oh, I think I lost you just a little bit. There you are. I think if you turn your phone off, I think you'll get more power in your internet because you're freezing just a little bit. So I'm trying to fix that on my end here, but it would help if you turn the phone off, I think. Okay, it is still frozen. Let it go, let it go. It is. All right. We have in studio today the beautiful, the timeless, the limitless, and ageless Ruta Lee. She is an actress as well as humanitarian. We had her for a minute there, and we will continue to have her. I'm going to try to fix something here and see if that doesn't do it. All right. She is going to come back in and see if we can't fix that. And if you've just tuned in and wondering what's going on in studio today, this is Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News Radio, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. And you know that for the past 699 consecutive weeks, we are continuing to promote hope and happiness, balancing out bad news with good news, good people, great guests, and Ruta Lee is certainly one of them. So she was mentioning that computers are not necessarily her favorite friends. So we're going to work on that to get her back here. But it's just amazing that she's 90. I didn't realize that she turned 90. I am surrounded by amazing women to model after. Marion Ross came to my studio in person when I was at Sunset Gower at 89. And she's a wonder. She came back again on the computer in a remote, but she was 93. I think she's like 95 now. Ruta Lee is still just amazing, as you could just tell from her conversation and her voice. As we try to get her back on here, let's go to the bottom of the bun, which is, what are you grateful for inside of yourself? And that is the weight training that we're doing, where we want to know how good we are without having people approve of us. That is the point of the bottom of the bun, which is a good life habit, hashtag Blisscipline, because when you can approve of yourself, you're not walking around looking for love in all the wrong places or antenna up looking for likes and on social media literally these days. So what do you like about yourself? I like that I am a good teacher. How's that? I got to teach yesterday at the Mondays at the Mission, the Union Rescue Mission, downtown Los Angeles, in the middle of a lot of people who are feeling the effects of not having enough to provide housing. And I found out something new. I love knowing that there are organizations out there. They never turn away women and children. And they are doing an amazing job in this building, bringing kids into the fold so they can still go to school. They're not on the streets in the middle of the kind of scary stuff that's going on there. It's I kind of understand, though, you know, when you're living in a place where you're not proud of or you're not feeling your best, how easy it is to get into addiction. It is an escape. And so the fact that the kids are on the streets is a little bit sad. But at the same time, there is organizations like the Union Rescue Mission that are providing solutions. So I was so blessed to be able to go and speak there last night, and I'll be putting some clips up today. But what a beautiful feeling that was. So I am going to try to get Ruta Lee back on. In the meantime, I'd like you to take a look at, let's see, what haven't we put on here for a bit. I'm going to do my PPP, Post-Pandemic Possibilities. It's a short film that I actually won a Laurel for, my first shot at a short film, and we'll look at the trailer and see if I can't get Ruta Lee back. We'll be back in 2 and 2. Don't go away.
if conforming to the world was exploring the world? What if the question, what do you want to be when you grow up, little girl, turns into how many streets of life can you have to explore? What if the purpose of life is not to die with the most toys to leave our squabbling relatives? What if the purpose of life was to do things that we enjoy most of the time, have relationships that we enjoy most of the time, and use our unique talents, gifts, and abilities to fully express in the dash between birth and death? What if, as a direct result of this horrible pandemic, we could rise out of the ashes with a new PPP, post-pandemic possibilities? The sooner you turn "it's impossible" to "I'm possible," the what ifs become possible too. Because you are loving, lovable, and loved, wrapped in a warm blanket of worthiness. But it may start with getting out of bed and making it. What if starts with
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, #1 talk in the IE, and streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course, my YouTube TV channel, which if you free subscribe and give me the finger, this one, not the other one, you'll get an alert every weekday morning to tune into this show about hope and happiness, which now has over 4 million impressions. Thank you so much for continuing to tune in to a station and a show that does not promote anything that leaves you in your state of pissed offedness, because I am on a happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. And I'm so delighted that we have back. Oh, I was so excited. She got here on her own during that little fishing break, but we lost her again. But she is Ruta Lee, and I am going to keep trying. Let's see. Let's see. The easiest way is to just call. I don't think she can actually get her vocal, but at least this way I will get to talk to one of my favorite publicists, but I think he's on the line with her. I am going to. Hi there. She was able to come back in, but then she dropped out again because her internet is not strong enough, but tell her to please keep trying, and third time's the charm. Thanks. Oh, yay, she's here again. I don't know if you can hear me, Ruta Lee, but I'm so grateful that you're continuing to try to come back in. It is, there you are. There you are. Third time's the charm. Yay!
Oh, it always is. Yes.
It is great. And we're just going to move right on just in case. But I'm so glad that you came back in. We just finished breakfast. And now for the topic of the day. It says everything is awesome. The topic of today is my beautiful guest, inside and out beauty. She is, let me read you a little bit about you. She's certainly one of Hollywood's most glamorous ladies. Ruta Lee is also one of its most multifaceted and top-notch civic contributors. She was signed by MGM as the youngest of The Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, and subsequently in Funny Face with Fred Astaire and Audrey Hepburn as Tyrone Power, Secret Love and Witness for the Prosecution with Marlene Deitrich, and Frank Sinatra's leading lady in Sergeants 3. To name just a few, she was also in a film with the Rat Pack. I was just delighted to watch the clips. She's also highly acclaimed for her leadership role in the Thalians, a charitable organization founded with her friend Debbie Reynolds, which is committed to good mental health from pediatric to geriatric. This year's Mr. Wonderful Award, designed by Walt Disney himself, will be presented, as she mentioned earlier, to singer and songwriting icon Neil Sedaka, and with a special performance by award-winning artist and icon of stage and screen, Anne Julian. It's going to be held at the Bel Air Country Club, December the 6th, 2025. Please welcome back to my studio, Ruta Lee. There we go. We got the formal introduction, and there you go. I was just going to say, you like me are hard to mute, but sometimes there you are.
So much information coming at us from so many directions. Thank you for being the kind of lady that is direct, to the point, doesn't diddle around, and doesn't worry about all the noise in the world around you. You're very good at that, and you can teach the rest of us how to do it.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm sure that's Harlan making sure that, because I just texted him, and I'm so glad that you found your way back here. I wanted just to pull up your website, which is really good. Look at all of the people who you all know. These are like the golden age of Hollywood, or the platinum age, I'll say. I call the early the golden age. But look at, if you haven't seen Ruta Lee on film, there's a lot of really great clips. And I have to admit, I texted Harlan yesterday, Ruta, because I didn't watch your performance. I was more focused on the Thalians last time. But wow, you have been on camera with so many. I mean, you're great, but the big names, I was so impressed.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Listen, I'm impressed too. I've never stopped being impressed by the wonderful fortune that I've had of working with some of the most important, some of the best. Listen, some of the worst too, but what the heck? You get to play a little bit with everybody. You know, Doctor, I do have to mention to your listeners that I wrote a book called Consider Your Ass Kissed, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart to anybody who turned a television set on because I was going to be on, or came to a theater to see me, or bought a ticket for a movie to see me, or bought my book, in which I talk about just about everybody that I've ever worked with in Hollywood. And there's nothing mean-spirited about my book. It's a tell-all, but it's a nice tell-all. And I'm hoping that everybody will pick it up either at their local bookstore or go to Amazon.com and look up Consider Your Ass Kissed. And the title comes from an expression that I've used all these many years, 70 years of raising money for the Thalians. Whenever anybody gave me $5 or $50 or $500,000, what else could I say besides thank you, which is underused, never mind overused, but to say consider your darling ass kissed. And George Pinocchio, who is the ABC's red carpet man and the man who does all the major events in Hollywood and reportage, said to me, Ruta, if you ever get that book finished, because it took me forever, then please use that expression as your title. So I took for it, and I did. And I thank you for bringing it up.
Absolutely. So if you want to know the inside, and I love that it's not mean spirited, which is also unusual for media. I don't know why they feel the need to be mean about people. I got to interview Halle Berry, John Travolta, Quincy Jones, and it's amazing how all of the things that I had heard about them are not true. You know, when I actually, it's really a shame that people have to go to that worst common denominator. But hey, if they want to be unhappy, that's their choice. I choose to focus on what is so good about people, and so good, especially my favorite kind of people, is those stars like Ruta Lee, who take their limelight and the attention and their ability to rally to help those who are in temporary darkness. So if you are feeling sorry for yourself right now, you can buy a ticket to this incredible event in December. I'm assuming that I'm invited again.
Oh, well, I'm assuming you will be there.
I will be there, of course, too. I love being on your red carpet and just meeting all these actually, that's where I met Rich Little, was on your red carpet. And I got to interview him in his house. And we become friends, and I went to see him when he was in the Inland Empire, and I just love him. So
he's really one of the nicest people God put on this earth. And I have to say the same for Neil Sedaka, another wonderful, lovely human being. And, you know, talking about how the press and people seem to pick up on one itty bitty little item and expand it to where it becomes a big hellish mess. And that used to be the life and times of Frank Sinatra. I mean, when you think of Frank Sinatra, you think of an angry person who's always getting, you know, into fistfights. Well, that's not true. The only time I ever saw him, and I spent a lot of time around Frank Sinatra, the only time I ever saw him get angry was if he was putting a fork full of pasta into his mouth, and somebody grabbed his hand and said, "Frank, come take a picture with my girl." Yes, he would get a little bit miffed about that.
As he should.
So would you and I, you know. And Frank was one of the people in this world that was not heralded for the good that he did. Very few people knew that he picked up hospital tabs and hotel bills and restaurant tabs and whatever to help people who were in trouble. He was just great, and I do write a little bit about him.
Great. Yeah, definitely pick up the book. I hope I don't get an FCC violation on the title.
Well, Marissa, darling, my beautiful Dr. Marissa, I figure if God and Jesus himself could ride into Jerusalem on an ass, I can kiss that ass and not worry about it. And if anybody else doesn't see the humor and the fitness in that, they've got problems.
Yes, absolutely. So I also found out that you have not one, but 3 stars. You have one on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which is the big one. And the story behind that, you have to tell the story that your first job was actually, you got fired, and then you tell the story.
Yes. Well, I like everybody, wanted to make some money during the summer months when I was going to Hollywood High. I had always been in Catholic schools, parochial schools, and the nuns taught me everything I ever learned. But I was going to Hollywood High, which was great. But during the summer, I needed to get a job to make a few dollars so that I had spending money. Well, of course, what was better than being an usherette in a theater? Nowadays, we don't have ushers and usherettes. But I got a job at Grauman's Chinese. Wow, the creme de la creme. And there I stood in my little red tunic and black pants with a flashlight at the top of the aisle. and showed people to seats down wherever they wanted to sit. And I could stand at the top of the aisle and watch my movie queens, Betty Grable and June Haver and Mitzi Gaynor and Ethel Merman, and go, oh, I'd pray and say, oh, dear God, please, please let me do that someday. Please let me dance on film like this. Well, that was great, but I got a job. I got boosted up in my career to being the candy girl. And I panicked because math has never been my long suit. But I could deal with the math here because everything was 10 cents, 15 cents, 25 cents. I could do that. That was fine. I could also then step out from behind the counter and watch my movie queens. Well, one night, the girl in the box office got sick, and I got promoted to box office. And I said to the manager, oh, dear God, I can't. I don't know how to do those numbers. I can't add and subtract quickly. He said, no, it's not a problem. You simply punch in 2 tickets at $1.98 or $2.35 or whatever it is, and then put in $5 and it'll give you the right change. Well, we were $40 short that night, and I got fired. And in big tears, I said, you're making a mistake. I did not steal the money. I just am lousy at math. Well, fade out, fade in. 10 years later, where did I get my star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? That wonderful, prestigious star, right in front of the box office. Is that the dear Lord working in mysterious ways? Isn't that marvelous?
Yes, sense of humor. My God has a sense of humor.
I have my star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I have a star on the Walk of Fame. A star at Cedars-Sinai in front of the Thalians Community Mental Health Center, which is no longer called that. But here's one for the books. Instead of a star in Kanab, Utah, which is called Little Hollywood because almost every Western was shot in Kanab, Utah, because the scenery in Utah is so gorgeous. Instead of a star, they have
Oh, we lost the last part of that. They have what?
a hitching post.
Oh, a hitching
For
post.
horses. A hitching post. So that's pretty nice. And
That
the
is pretty
hotel there
funny.
has a room in my honor, which is rather wonderful. So I love to send people up to Kanab, Utah. It's so pretty.
Right. And how did you get Walt Disney to design the Mr. Wonderful or Ms. Wonderful award?
I'd love to take credit for it, but I cannot. It was all done by my darling sister in charity, Debbie Reynolds. She, of course, was a big star, and she went to Walt Disney and pleaded with him to design something wonderful for the Thalians, which he did. And that award has gone to everybody from Frank Sinatra through Lucille Ball, through June Haver, through Whoopi Goldberg. And they're all so proud and honored to have this wonderful goofy that is Mr. or Ms. Wonderful. And that's what goes to Neil Sedaka, of course, come this fabulous Christmas season. Isn't that a nice way to start off the Christmas season?
Here's the award. If you can see this. Now, who's this is let's see. Who's the recipient?
I can't see it on the screen.
Okay. Yeah, it's let's see.
Know who it is, whoever. A big
Oh,
star.
it's not there. I'm sorry.
We always honor somebody that's very famous.
There we go.
On either the screen, small or large.
Okay. It's okay. But that is, I know why you're saying it looks goofy. It's got a happy sad.
That's our James Bond.
That's great. So that's That's a feat right there, which is really great that Walt Disney did that for y'all. Now, how do you decide who you're honoring? Neil Sedaka, fabulous. He's, obviously a household name when it comes to great music. Has lasted a long time with his music and hits. But what is your criteria?
Well, it has to be somebody, of course, that is well known. And it has to be somebody that didn't just dazzle us with their performances on screen, large or small, or on stage, but who dazzled us with their philanthropic performances as well. And every one of these people that we have honored have been good to their fellow man or woman in kind. And Neil Sedaka has done great humanitarian works and given concerts and everything to raise money for the needy. And so he seemed like a very good person. So we get together and we sit down at a meeting and decide, well, it would be good to honor this one and this one and this one. But now to get this one and this one and this one is not easy. Everybody's schedule is very different. They don't know a year in advance if they're going to be available. And it takes us at least a year to put a big proper show together. We've stopped doing the great big huge events for 1,500 people because they're just too expensive to do. We do smaller events now, but it still takes time for somebody to be able to say yes. And so while you're waiting for Neil Sedaka to look at his calendar, you sort of have plan B and plan C in mind, hoping that you can get them in case Neil says, I can't because I'm going to be performing in New York or whatever, So it's not an easy job putting together any event where you are depending on a star to appear. And of course, they all appear gratis. It's one thing if you say, we've got $100,000 to give you a star to appear, but we don't. We do everything gratis. Everybody who appears gratis.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, every penny that we make goes to the mental health. And of course, we built, as you know, we started out back in '65, and we built the Thalians Community Mental Health Center. And then about 10 years ago, a little more now, a friend came to me and said, you Thalians are missing the boat on one thing. And I said, what is that? We deal with mental health from pediatric through geriatric. And he said, you are not paying attention to our returning veterans. And he was right. Those beautiful young people that put their lives on the line, no matter what hellhole in the world we send them to, they are willing to die for America and Americans. And yet they come back home, sometimes injured physically, sometimes injured mentally, and they fall through the cracks sometimes. They should be given the very best America has to offer. And sometimes they do slip through the cracks. So we joined Operation Mend, UCLA's Operation Mend at the Ronald Reagan Hospital. Op Mend heals the broken and fractured bodies of these gorgeous young people. We Thalians try to deal with the broken and fractured mind and spirit of our returning veterans. And I'm very proud of the work we do. And I'm exceedingly grateful to anybody who will join us in the fight. And the best way to do that is to go to our website, which is the Thalians, Thalians. Thalia was the goddess of comedy, and the carol of stray lambs seemed like an appropriate name for us. Anyway, it's the Thalians.org, not .com, .org, and you can read all about us. You can read about what we do, and please, please buy a ticket. If you can't come to the event, send us whatever cash you can spare. It doesn't matter how small or how big, it will be very, very much appreciated. Let me know that you have by sending a small note saying, Ruta, I'm doing this for you. Thank you. And all I can say is consider your ass kissed.
Absolutely. And I just pulled up the website for you. You can see there's a very impressive photo gallery with all of the past recipients. Ruta has mentioned some of them, the history of why this was a beautiful picture of Ruta Lee with, let's see, where's the Debbie Reynolds one that I liked? Right here. This one here. Oops, that one went to a different link. But that's a good donate link. Oh, here's the, let's see if we can, here's the award.
One of them is Debbie and Carrie. God bless them. They're both with their maker now.
Oh, this is Debbie and Carrie. Sorry.
They're smiling down at us saying, thank you for anything you can do for the Thalians. They both spent their lives working for the Thalians.
There's Hugh Hefner. Yes,
yes.
Lots of just really great people. Here's a good picture. This is you and Debbie, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, that's beautiful.
Oh, we
right, so aliens.org is your destination for getting a ticket, joining me on the red carpet.
Oh, yes.
For the Thalians annual. It's the only time really that you guys raise funds in a concerted effort. They have teamed up with, and I love UCLA. You know, I taught there for 6 years in the Anderson Business School, and then just taught there again last year for a special leadership success and happiness because of the book's gone national bestseller now. So I absolutely want to support. I'll be there. Please go to thalians.org, buy a ticket, come meet Ruta Lee, 90 years young, still going. People call me the Energizer Bunny crossed with the Tasmanian Devil. If that is me, then you are on top of that on steroids. So you're a beautiful role model for me to follow in your footsteps, to just know that you can do this. You know, it doesn't matter how young you are. You know, what keeps you young? Let's talk about that for a second. What do you think is your beauty secret? Although I already know what it is. When I asked, Elvis Presley's former wife, why am I blanking on her name? Priscilla Presley, what her beauty secret was. You know what she said?
What'd she say?
Good lighting.
Yes, she's absolutely right. Good lighting makes all the difference in the world.
But
I don't have any secrets. It's good genes, a very, very strong work ethic that I got from my parents. And I think all Middle Europeans are very strong workers. You know, in America, we're very blessed. If you are not afraid of hard work, you can achieve absolute wondrous miracles in this wonderful country. And we are also, as far as I'm concerned, Dr. Marissa, the most generous nation in the world too. I think if ever you have a good story, and certainly I have a good one about mental health for our returning veterans, people will support it. People will help each other. And I think we've been blessed by the Almighty with that generosity gene in America. And I'm very grateful for it. And I'm grateful to you for spreading only good news, good works, good news, good humor, above all good humor. If we can't laugh our way through our problems, we're in deep doo-doo here.
Yes, absolutely. There's that. I love that saying. You don't stop laughing because you grow older. You grow old because you stop laughing. And I think that is your secret, is You laugh often and much, which is another Emerson definition for success. You do work hard. I think that your belief that you can do anything that you put your heart and mind to is something that I was taught by my 10th grade math teacher, who knew that I had a tough home life, and he had me stay after school. And he looked me in the eye and he said that, and I'm going to get teary in a second, because that moment was so critical in me believing in myself. And I was so grateful last night. I'd love to bring you there. I was asked to speak at the Union Mission Rescue downtown in Skid Row. And
I got a check on the desk for them.
Oh, how cool is that? I was just there last night.
Season is coming. Thanksgiving is coming.
Talking to the kids, and I got to look them in the eye and tell them that. And chills. I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to do that, because it was done for me, and
mission is wonderful. They feed not only the body, but they feed the spirit and the soul. And that's what you're doing. And thank you very much, Dr.
And
Marissa.
thank you. You've been doing it way longer than I have. But this is you can tell there's a mutual love going on here. If you've just tuned in and wondering what's going on in studio today, I have the amazing, ageless, timeless, relentless lover of those who do not have as much, and has dedicated her entire life not just entertaining us on stage, on screen, but also raising the awareness and the funds to help those who are temporarily less fortunate than ourselves. Aliens.org is where you're going to head after that. This is your call to action. You can have the you can buy the tickets. The date is December the 6th. It is Friday or Saturday night? Saturday night. It's at the Bel Air Country Club.
Oh, it's so great.
Yes, I'm so excited to be there. I'll meet you on the red carpet. It's a very worthy organization, and you'll have fun. I'm sure if it's anything like that last year, there's lots and lots of entertainment, really good food. So you'll have to go. You'll see Ruta up there singing and entertaining and introducing and awarding. It really is a fun event. Great for the holidays. So treat yourself, treat your family. I didn't see a lot of kids, but I did see a lot of really A-list celebrities there, I'll have to say, who come out to support this very worthy organization.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Not just for talking about it and sharing your audience, but especially for being there, cutie. You always dress so beautifully, and it's an opportunity for the girls to get out their prettiest drag and wear.
I already have the outfit. You're gonna love it. we love doing the fashionista thing for sure.
Oh,
yes. So we have just a little time left. I was curious about the Rat Pack. You did a movie with the entire forking Rat Pack, and I watched the clip and I'm like, I cannot believe you just held your own. You're such a strong actress. I mean, you went from, like, you did almost every type of role. Comedic, you did the Westerns. You're like Miss Western. You were on screen for a period of time, like every week you were on TV or on this big screen. So what was it like working with the Rat Pack?
Well, first of all, I have to say, and I'm telling you now, that having played every different kind of part, the bad girls are always more fun to play than the good girls. I mean, it is great fun to just be wicked and awful and terrible, and they were my favorite roles. But of course, I was in the Rat Pack movie, which was Sergeants 3 is the name of it. And that was a remake of Gunga Din, the as a Western, as an American Western. instead of the Indians, it was American Indians that we had here. And it was such fun to be with them. And I felt so sorry for John Sturgis, our director, because it was like wrangling cats to get everybody to calm down to do the scene. I mean, when you had Dean Martin, who was without a doubt one of the funniest human beings God ever put on this earth. I mean, there he was teamed with Jerry Lewis all those years. But if you stop to think about it, Dean was the funniest guy. Frank, of course, Sammy Davis, one of the most gifted human beings I've ever known in my life. Peter Lawford, Joey Bishop, the Crosby boys, Bing Crosby's 3 sons were in it. And just me, little old me, was the female in the piece. I never had so much fun in my life. And we were on location in Kanab, Utah. And Dr. Marissa, Frank had a fleet of planes that would fly us back and forth to Las Vegas, because the deal was that during the shoot, we were up there for 6 or 8 weeks or whatever. 1 week, Frank was playing Vegas, so we'd go down for the opening of Frank, and then we go down for the closing of Frank. Then we go down for the opening of Dean Martin. This is by openings, I mean at the Sands Hotel. And then his closing, and this went on. And I wasn't prepared for that. I brought one little cotton dress because I thought in Kanab, Utah, what's the big deal to do? That is to walk down the street and get a Dairy Queen, you know. That's about the excitement of there. But it was the most incredible experience I ever had.
Aww.
And Frank gave a birthday party for Dean Martin at the Sands Hotel. And I can't remember who was playing then, but all the guys were on stage. The entire Rat Pack was there. But I was sitting at a table in my little cotton dress, and sitting across from me was Elizabeth Taylor, then married to Eddie Fisher at the height of her beauty. Next to me was John Wayne. On the other side, it was Milton Berle. And I'm surrounded by this bevy of stars. And into the room from the back of the house walked Frank Sinatra with Marilyn Monroe on his arm.
I was just going to guess that.
In my life, I have never seen a room light up. You would have thought a Klieg light, a spotlight, had hit them. There was something about Marilyn that simply glowed. You know who else had it? The Gabor girls. All the Gabors.
Jaja. Mm.
But she
and
just
you have it. And you have it, Ruta Lee. I'm sorry. You have it.
But I couldn't believe it. And I don't know whether it was the platinum blonde hair, whether it was the beaded white dress, whether it was the white fox that she was wrapped in, but she looked like this glowing angel. And when she came to the table, Elizabeth Taylor, in her unbelievable beauty, got lost in the glow of Marilyn Monroe. Now, that's an incredible thing to say, because I don't know that anybody was any prettier than Elizabeth Taylor, you know. But, oh, my God, that was the one and only time that I met Marilyn, and I'm sorry to say that I didn't know her better. I think she probably was an adorable girl. She was very sweet, but I didn't spend any time with her.
Right, right. But did you spend time with Elizabeth Taylor? Was she also? She
was darling. She was absolutely charming and sweet and wonderful. I got to spend a little more time with her because she used to come to the Thalian events. And eventually, in spite of the fact that they were both Mrs. Eddie Fishers, Debbie and she, were friends from MGM days, and they resumed their friendship later on when they could both say, he was a schmuck, referring to Eddie Fisher.
Oh, and on that note, we're going to have to, I can't believe the time's gone. I love having you here. Anytime you want to come back,
Thank you.
know the drill with the the peace sign. It's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live. You know me as the Asian Oprah with the incredible Ruta Lee. We will see you at the Bel Air Country Club for the Thalians event. Thank you so much, Ruta. As usual, such a wonderful time. Love you.
And your audience, and God keeps smiling on America.
Absolutely. Now go and have the best day ever. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Take back your